we see it as such this horrid thing, and the process of dying usually is. But death itself is something to be looked forward to for the Christian.
Yeah, and I want
because we're gonna be with Jesus.
Like even me, like my flesh, it's like obviously I desire things though to do here on earth. Like I want to have a family, I want to have children,
Sure.
I want to grow old and spend time with family.
Absolutely.
So it's like of course I want these things. So in a sense, it's like to a certain degree, like yes, I kind of dread that. I don't fear death, but I dread that time sometimes because I know like I'm not promised tomorrow. I'll be lucky to wake up. So it's like obviously I want to do all these things, but at the same time, I'm excited. I'm ready for the Lord to come back because that's going to be a joyous time, even though it's going to be filled with I think some chaos just because of the devil and his schemes.
Right,
it's still exciting for me as a believer that one day I will be with the Lord.
Yeah,
that's I can't wait for that.
It's the most prophesied event in all of Scripture is the second coming of Christ.
Right.
And so we tie the rapture in with that, which some of these stats really kind of shock me.
Yeah.
That we can't hardly even get half of our pastors to agree. And so, that right there tells me that we've got a problem that needs to be solved. So when it comes to the rapture, you got to talk about the timing, So when does this happen?
Yeah.
What does the Bible say about when this event is going to happen, and that's where the confusion starts, because there's three stances biblically that we can take. One we call a pre-tribulation rapture, which is saying that Jesus comes, and this passage that I read out of 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, that happens right before the tribulation starts.
Yeah.
And then there is a mid-tribulation, the tribulation is broken down into two parts, the 7 years, 3.5 years and 3.5 years. And so, there are some verses that talk about this happens in the middle of the tribulation. And then also there is a post-tribulation viewpoint where the rapture happens at the very end of the tribulation. And I'm just going to tell you right now on social media, man, people are just losing their ever-loving minds over this because we're fighting back and forth. I had somebody send me a message today because I gave a viewpoint on some teaching that I thought was erroneous on this, and I gave the scripture to kind of back up what I was saying, and this lady told me that she goes, well, obviously you've never read a Bible, and I'm like, what? Like I've been reading, I know this book backwards and forwards. I've been preaching it, so that's kind of where we are. Like if you don't agree with me, if you don't agree with my position, then that must mean that you're not even a Christian or you don't even know the Bible.